You guys, today is the day. I am so excited that you decided to join me for this manifesting webinar. You have taken the first step to really changing your life and taking control of your own happiness. And I can't wait to dive into this with you. So, manifesting is something that I have been practicing for about the past 4 years. I started this practice with a couple of manifesting experts and empaths, and I'm going to share a little bit of their information on this email too, so that you'll be able to check out what they're doing and learn more and keep growing. But I'm going to take you through the steps that I went through 4 years ago that completely changed my life and optimized my future. It's up to you to follow through on the plan that you make today and avoid self-sabotage. But the good news is I'm always available to encourage you when you need it, whether it's to celebrate your big wins or to work through your struggles. My goal is to create an unshakable tribe of women who support each other and all rise together. So what we're going to go through is kind of an abbreviated version of desire mapping. Desire mapping is a book. It's based on a book by Danielle LaPorter, and we've also linked that in the email that you got today. But it's all about discovering what are your core desired feelings. So what are core desired feelings? Put simply, it's how you want to feel in your life. Our goals for this workshop are to identify 3 of those core desired feelings. If you only identify 1, you're still in really good shape. So don't worry too much about the 3, but our goal is 3. The second goal is for you to be empowered to create an action plan to feel the way you want to feel in your life. So this is all about action. It's great to identify those feelings, but if you don't take action, it's really kind of fruitless. And then the third goal is to set intention for the life that you want in this new year, in this new decade, and beyond. So if you ever feel like your life looks great on paper, but you feel like something's missing, you are in the right place. If you feel like you're meant for more, but you're unsure of what it is, you are in the right place. If you're ready to level up for your life and not sure how, you're in the right place. If you are a nurturer and a natural giver, but you have no energy left to take care of yourself, you are in the right place. Something that I feel like people don't seem to address enough is that you have to consciously create your own happiness. Sometimes what we know would make us most happy is really scary. Without fear, what would you be capable of? So today is all about letting go of the fear that's been holding you back from creating the life that you really want. Have you been making yourself small for others' comfort? If you've been going through the motions, that stops today. This is about you. This is about what you want. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks of you. This whole practice might seem a little bit silly and woo-woo to some of you. And you may have a partner, a friend, or a spouse that's like, you're going to do what now? Don't worry about that. That has nothing to do with what your true happiness is. You cannot be worried about what other people might think of you. You have to participate relentlessly in the manifestation of your own blessings. So this requires active participation. What we're going to do is I'm going to go through the worksheet that you guys printed off and hopefully have in front of you. And I encourage you to take pauses. We've done this live before, and I think it'll work a lot better as a recording so that you can go back and you can pause me while I'm talking and you can really let things marinate and think about them. If you ever need to kind of move on, you're not sure how to answer that question, you're not sure how you feel about it, and that's a great time to just kind of keep going and then come back to it later. So as we're going, either pause the video or you can keep going and then come back to these things later. But don't put too much thought into it. Don't overthink it. Write down the first thing that comes to your mind. So the first thing that I want you to do is ask yourself this. What would you do, be, or spend time on if money was no object? If you had $20 million, what would you do? If you had $20 million, who would you be? If you had $20 million, what would you spend your time on? So now let's figure out how you can be that person now. I want you to get really specific about what your life would look like if you had that $20 million. How would you feel? And what is your version of having it all? $20 million may not be an object for you. What exactly is your own personal version of having it all? Who are you if you had it all? If you had your perfect life, what would you wear? What would you eat? Who would you spend your time with? How would you spend your time? Where would you vacation? Where would you live? Where would you work? What would you do for fun? What is your version of having it all? So the next thing that I want to go through is talking about your past. It's really important to know who you are and acknowledge your past, but I want you to understand that the past has zero bearing on your future. Let's take a moment of gratitude and thank the past for taking us this far. And now let's say goodbye to who we've been and open ourselves up to the possibilities of who we could be. It is time to start planning, living, and being in our best lives. We are going to allow ourselves to plan with our desires and not with our fears. We're not going to think about who we were yesterday. We're not going to think about what people might think of us if we change our lives for the better and create our futures as we want to see them. If you allow fear into your decision making, you will never be able to unlock your full potential. So, now that we've let go of the past, we've let go of fears, what I want you to do is identify what your core desired feelings are. I'm going to go through a list of feelings, and as I read this list, I want you to write down the ones that resonate with you. Don't think about it too much. Use the back of your sheet of paper because there are a lot of words. These should be words that stand out to you as evoking a positive emotion. So any of these words, don't think about what it means if you feel that way. Just think about, does this word resonate with me and evoke a positive emotion? Let's get started. Joyful, serene, hopeful, grateful, kind, pleasant, cheerful, confident, admired, enthusiastic, euphoric, satisfied, proud, content, inspired, amused, loving, abundant, attuned, courageous, fearless, radiant, secure, alive, connected, valued, beautiful, appreciated, energized, whole, peaceful, empowered, safe, adored, generous, effervescent, free, true, vibrant, resilient, strong, steady, open-minded, loyal, attentive, appreciative, balanced, wise, fulfilled, affectionate, clear, intentional, boundless, natural, positive, thoughtful, sure, sultry, harmonious, focused, poetic, refreshed, prosperous, magnetic, authentic, deep-rooted, deserving, pampered, treasured, vast, lucid, luxurious, fortunate, enriched, fierce, healed, untamed, unconditional, inspired, influential, adventurous, alive, direct, embraced, devoted, deep, gifted, triumphant, spontaneous, transformed, renewed, unshackled, saged, awake, captivated, charismatic, illuminated, elevated, emergent, trailblazing, wild, bold, prominent, independent, healthy, celebrated, supported, useful, anchored, spiritual, soft, serene, nurtured, inviting, brilliant, auspicious. That was a lot of words, right? So hopefully you have a really long list of words that really resonated with you. And now what I want you to do is see if there are any words that you could combine into one category, so that then you can identify 2 to 5 main categories. So are there several words that you can combine under safe? Are there several words that you can combine under strong? Take a minute to do that, and then write those 3 to 5 on your list. Okay, now I want you to kind of think about those words and take a minute to like really let those words sink in as some of your core desired feelings. And now I want to go through a list of other questions, and I want you to, as you're answering these questions, consider your core desired feelings as a part of that answer. So the first question is, the first statement is, what I do most naturally is, this brings me alive and reminds me who I am. What's unique about me is that I crave, I need to give myself more permission to be. If any of the statements contain words that you wrote down in the categories you've already identified, note that with a star next to each category. At this point, you should have identified one or more of your core desired feelings. And now that you know what you want to do, it's important that you have the energy to make it happen. Another dirty little secret people don't talk about is that energy is not something we just have. It must be created. There's an opportunity cost to spending energy. If you choose to spend it on something you hate, you can't spend it on something you really want to. If you're not getting energy in positive ways, we will resort to negative ways, such as caffeine, sugar, drugs. If we aren't paying attention to where our energy is coming and going, we'll be drained and depleted and feel like we're spinning our wheels. So now what I want you to do is write down a few things that in your life you feel give you energy, fuel your energy, increase your energy. This might be something you enjoy, a hobby. It might be exercise. It might be time spent with friends. It might be a yoga practice, meditation, reading. So write down that list. And then I want you to make a list of what in your life depletes you. One of the initial things that I identified when I did this practice the first time was um, just menial tasks, housework. I know there are some of you out there that love doing housework, but for me, that was one of the things that I identified. Um, so, what things in your life deplete you? Are there people who deplete you? Are there activities that deplete you? Are there certain aspects of your job that deplete your energy? Go ahead and make that list. So now that you know what increases your energy and what spends your energy, I want you to make a list of short-term actions to take, really specific ones. So a couple of the ones for me that I've done over the years, like I mentioned before, housework was something that was really draining my energy. So one year my goal was to hire a housekeeper. And so that was an action that I took, and I created an end goal for that and made it happen. And it has been life changing for me. Another one, something that increases my energy is to eat healthy home cooked meals. But something that decreases my energy or depletes my energy is the cooking, the meal prep, the planning, all of that. And so one year, one of the things that I started was doing a meal prep plan. Specifically, I utilize Blue Apron, and so they take the cooking and the meal planning. I'm sorry, the grocery shopping and the meal planning out of it, and then all I have to do is the cooking, which I really enjoy, and then I get a fresh home cooked meal for my family. So think about very specific things that you can do to either take something, remove something from your life that's depleting your energy, or add something to your life that is increasing your energy. Maybe you want to register for a yoga class. Maybe you want to start a book club. So then I want to think about more long-term goals and general goals. Maybe you hate your job. Maybe there's just nothing that you're passionate about at work, and you really don't know what your purpose is and what you should be doing for your life and for work. So maybe one of your general goals for this year is to find out what you're truly passionate about and find a way to do that as a career. But this can be anything. So really big picture goals. Think big, but think about something that you can do this year that is going to get you further along in that big picture. I encourage you, no matter what, that you make this promise to yourself right here, right now. I am going to achieve these goals no matter what gets in my way, no matter what happens, no matter who supports me, no matter who doesn't believe in me. I'm going to do these, and I'm going to make this promise to myself, and I'm going to keep this promise to myself. So now what I want you to do is I want you to create a mantra for 2020. I would like for you to use the words that evoke the most passion and best describe the core desired feelings that you identified. So go back up to your words, your 3 core desired feelings that you found. And maybe one of yours was valued. So part of the first sentence in your mantra is going to be, I am valued. Maybe the next is energized. I am energized. Maybe the third is, I am prosperous. So what I want you to do once you have your I am phrases, and this is actually something that I do with my kids just about on a daily basis as well, is I want you to speak those words like you already feel them and are them. This is how you will manifest them into your reality. So if this means you need to put Post-its on your mirror every morning, but I want you to speak them, and it doesn't matter, you can speak them out loud or you can speak them in your head. I think that if you do speak them out loud, it definitely gives them a little bit more power to manifest into reality. But I want you speaking these words to yourself on a daily basis as if you already feel the way that you want to feel. I am strong. I am brave. I am smart. I am kind. I am worthy. Whatever these words are that evoke motion in you, I want you to constantly speak them to yourself. This is your mantra. These are your words. And this is going to give you the power when you are really tested in this, when you have these goals that you've set and things are going to get in your way. Trust me, probably tomorrow, after you set your goals today, tomorrow something is going to get in your way. I promise you. And what you're going to do is you're going to stand really, really strong in your mantra, and you're going to know that you can do this, and you're going to know that this is what you've decided. This is the promise that you're going to keep to yourself because you want to be happy and you are in charge of your own happiness. So if you guys have gone through this and you have any questions, definitely feel free to email me. Save this video. I love to do this every year at New Year's, but this might be something that you want to do again on your birthday. Maybe there's big life changes going on somewhere down the line and you want to refer back to this. I hope that this practice has helped you. If you guys are able to manifest some major changes into your life and this is fruitful for you, I would love to hear about it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love this kind of stuff, and I love that you're taking charge of your life.